So this leads to a term in psychology called mental accounting. And there's a famous study of New York City taxi drivers where if you were to look at a taxi driver from a traditional economic standpoint, they would maximize their utility, meaning on days where it was busy and they were getting high fares, they would work longer hours. And you would expect on days where it wasn't busy and they weren't making as much on fares that they would come home early because it wasn't a profitable day. Kind of like fish more when the fish are biting than on days where it's slow. But what they found is it was the exact opposite. Taxi drivers quit early on days where they were making more money and worked longer on days when they were making less. So what they found was the average and the far and away the majority of taxi drivers were satisficers, in that if they had a number, mental accounting, let's say it's $300 a day they wanted to make, once they kind of hit their number, they quit working. And that meant if it was in 4 hours, then they quit in 4 hours. If it took 13 hours, they would just work through there, even though economic theory would tell you or predict the opposite of that behavior. And I think this is one area where, in talking with you, you and I are both a little bit more maximizer, in that we tend to stay out on the lake longer if the fish are really biting. We're a little different than taxi drivers here. We're not satisficers. We know when it's raining to go out with the bucket and stay out there as long as it's pouring, because we know it doesn't come too often.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.